Now, I'm happy to show you a Beckmeyer and Sons, another instrument from Germany, Berlin. And I've spoken before about Stuttgart, a famous centre for piano making. And all the makers there were keeping a close eye on each other to see who made what improvements and then examine each other's new models. It was a fascinating time, of course. But there are other centres of excellence too. Leipzig, Zeitz, and of course Berlin, beautiful instruments that came from Berlin. And Beckmeyer and Son is one of those makers. Now, but this is an instrument that I've known for some years, tuned it for people on the peninsula actually, and they've moved on. So here's the instrument. It's exactly as it is that I've been maintaining it for them. And this is at the lower end of the price range, I'm pleased to say, because all the felts are good. Nice little hammer set, tunes up well each time, but I've done nothing exteriorly to it. I haven't taken it to the workshop and stripped it and refinished it and whatever. Every now and then I make that decision to keep a piano in the inexpensive range, even though it's a good instrument, because the process for the Ronish, for example, which we've just sold to people, the process of taking that to the workshop and completely taking it apart, stripping it back to the bare veneer and refinishing it up to a nice high finish, that takes me about 10 days of commitment, for which you pay, of course, and for certain wonderful instruments there's no question, we just simply do that. This Beckmeyer and Sons is a sort of a borderline thing as to whether I would have done that, but I haven't. So it sits here as one of our least expensive pianos. So for about $1,500, this piano is tuned and delivered with a nice little stool. And what a marvellous first piano. And then, of course, our policy has been for over 70 years now. And that is, if you then feel that it's time to graduate to a more professional piano, like a Ronish or a beautiful lip that we have here, will you bring that instrument back to us, and there's no question about me allowing the full price of that beginner piano off the price of the new instrument, of the professional piano. So $1,500, that's not money lost. When the person who's the pianist in the home feels as though it's time, or their teacher says it's time to go on to a more professional piano, this just comes back to us and we allow that immediately off the Ronish, for example. That the Ronish is $6,500, that would leave you $5,000 on a beautiful instrument like that. So, you know, you've gone a good step towards it. But in the meantime, a piano like this has carried that person from perhaps their earliest days of learning the piano, you know, through to grade 4 or something like that. And that can take several years. So they give marvellous service while you've got them, and then they serve you again as a part payment towards the more professional piano. But even though this is a piano that I haven't done full restoration on, it still comes with the same guarantee, which means I've had to go right through it and check that everything's performing nicely and will be reliable and give good service. So the piano guarantee doesn't alter. And the Watterson piano guarantee, as it's known throughout Melbourne and the peninsula, and has been for many years, is simply that the instrument, all the technical aspects of the piano, remain guaranteed. That's the action, or the mechanism, the strings and the pins, the workings of the keys and the pedals, all the technical things that make the piano play. We as a family stand by it. And as I may have mentioned once or twice proudly, I can't help myself, but you know, I'm the 5th generation in the family to be a piano tuner, and piano maker is the correct title, as in clock makers, we're piano makers. And now the 6th generation is coming on very strongly too. 3 of my 8 sons involved in this industry and are learning the tuning and all the technical work, the rebuilding, the polishing, even how to make a good piano stool. So it's a lovely thing to be involved with. So if someone out there is looking for a nice starter piano to take them through to intermediate style, well, here it is, Beckmeyer and Son. I've got this instrument and another one that's just come back from a Catholic school in Frankston, and it's a little bit marked, but it's technically very